What is going on, everyone? It is me, Mr. Mario, and today I'm going to be talking about a random topic which is still relevant to you all, but it is, in my opinion, why some game consoles are good or bad, name-wise, and why they are good or bad. I've seen this really this generation, next generation, and I don't know, I just felt like talking about it. So first off, let's look at this generation, what we had up here for this gen. We had the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, and the Wii. Now the Xbox 360, something new from the Xbox. Kinda sorta a direct, sequel name, but not really. Kinda like what Nintendo did with the Super Nintendo when they went up to that. They didn't call it the Nintendo 2, they just called it the Super Nintendo. Now with the PlayStation 3, great name, honestly. You already know what to expect from the PlayStation 2, and those people knew what to expect from the PlayStation 1. And they were still mind blown every time, at least I hope they were. I wasn't too impressed with the PS3 this generation, but that's a whole nother video. Now, the Wii, this is a really tricky name to talk about, because it was originally called the Nintendo Revolution, and in case you don't know, a few months before the system dropped, Nintendo came out and said, we're renaming the system to the Wii, and everyone thought it was stupid. Everyone thought it was a ridiculous name. People thought that Nintendo was out of their minds. They came out and said, we wanted a name that was short and sweet and just fun to say and simple. We didn't want the Revolution, the Nintendo Revolution, because that's a big, daunting name. We wanted just a simple, fun name. That's all we wanted. And people thought this was going to fail. And it did the exact opposite. In fact, the Wii, I think it's still the best-selling system of this generation. Just because, well, one, it was so casual, it had so many casual games, and because of that, so many people were going out and buying it, and people who are either hardcore gamers or people who had never been interested in games were getting it for their family, because it was a great family system. But two, the price was great on it, and three, the advertising was great on it too. My parents, who know nothing about video games, knew about the We Would Like to Play commercials because they showed them all the time. Now let's go ahead and get into the handhelds as well. Now we saw the Nintendo 3DS come out, and that makes a lot of sense. It's a DS, dual screens. We already know what to expect from the Nintendo DS, and it's called the 3DS, meaning that we could see games in 3D now, which is quite cool. There's also the 2DS, but that's a whole different thing. That's pretty self-explanatory as well. Now let's talk about the other handheld. And some people might be asking, what other handheld? Well, I'm talking about the PlayStation Vita. Yeah, the handheld that's there, but really not there. I personally own both the 3DS and a Vita. I love the Vita. It's an awesome system. But I didn't even know what a Vita was or meant, the actual name Vita, until right before I recorded this commentary. The only thing I could really find on it directly to why Sony would pair it with a name is, according to Wikipedia, it is Latin and Italian for life. Everyone laugh at me now because I'm using Wikipedia as a source. But anyways, a brief biography, often that of a saint. So pretty much the PlayStation Life. To me, this really doesn't have the same impact as the PSP, the PlayStation Portable. That was self-explanatory. It was out there. You knew what it was. Everyone knew what it was. PSP, PlayStation Portable, PlayStation Take on the Go, whatever it is. The Vita, no one knows what a Vita is. In fact, I'm sure most people that own Vitas or who are looking for them think that the Vita is just something that Sony made up. But it is a word that actually exists in our dictionary. Now let's go ahead and look at these new systems that are coming out. First off, we have the PlayStation 4. Got that good. Everything's fine. And technically these systems are already out, so I should correct myself there. But PlayStation 4 is fine. Direct sequel name from the PS3. Nothing wrong with that. We know what to expect, and then some. Now the Wii U. This is the name that I really don't like this generation. Just due to the fact that, one, it's not as casual as the other system. It's a lot of couplings, but it's not as casual as the Wii. Two, the advertising is not as good or as impactful this time around as it was with the original Wii. And three, because it is not a direct sequel name like a PlayStation 4, the Wii U sounds like an add-on more if anything, kind of like a Sega 32X. Oh yeah, I went there. But what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people don't know what the Wii U is. And when they look into it, they see the main thing being touted with this system is the tablet controller. And that equates to a lot of people thinking that the system is only a tablet controller, so it is more of a, on-the-go system, or they think that it is a tablet controller system that pairs up to your original Wii. I am not making this up. That is what quite a lot of people think who really have not looked into it. I think Nintendo didn't really do the best job touting that, and in fact, they really should have just called it the Wii 2, and that would have made everything much better and it would have made more sense. Speaking of nonsensical names, the Xbox One. Yes, even though I have a system, I'm not playing the fanboy game. I will be talking about it. I've never liked this name for the system, and in fact, as everyone is saying, because, since the system just launched and there are a few games on there that are running at 720p, I think the Xbox 720 would have been a better name. But hey, let's not go there. There were other leaked names that went leaked, quote unquote leaked. They were really rumored names that went around, such as the Xbox Infinity, that would have been milestones better than the Xbox One. And the reason why I hate the name Xbox One is because it doesn't make sense right off the bat, and it is another name that you have to explain or look into, which really doesn't help out. I remember when we watched the Xbox One unboxing, Johnny Guns and I did a live stream over on his channel and on Twitch. And we were both dumbfounded at the name when they said Xbox One. We're sitting there like, what? What are they talking about? Are they seriously going to put an original Xbox on stage? And it's really not just us either. One of the best examples I could think of is a few weeks ago when my dad came over and he checked out the system for himself. I showed him the system, showed him the features, he was impressed. And he said, okay, so this is the new Xbox? I said, yes. And then we had this little exchange. Oh, so what is this one called? Well, it's called the Xbox One. Wait a minute, the Xbox One? Wait, what was the other system called? The Xbox 360. And the first one was called the Xbox, right? Yeah. So the Xbox One should be the first Xbox, right? And I said, yes, it's supposed to be. But for some reason, Microsoft wanted to be crafty, and they said, we're going to call it the Xbox One because we are all in one entertainment center. And everyone I've talked to about this, I've explained to everyone, and we both come to the consensus. Everyone I talk to, we always come to the consensus that it's a dumb name. I see what Microsoft's doing, but it's not working. People are still buying it, which is what they care about, but the name, I'm still not feeling it. And also, I'm really not liking the whole advertising skill on it either with some of the things they make up. Now, yes, some of the advertisements are cool. Some of the ways they're touting the system are awesome. But one of the taglines that really bugged me was beta tested in the future. So technically that means that we are like the pre-alpha testers for this system, which would explain a lot of the missing features on it. Also, for anyone who has a PS4 and that's laughing, the PS4 is still missing quite a lot of features that the PS3 has. So, we're all alike in that sense, no matter what side you're on. I'm not claiming a side, but that's just what I own right now. And finally, there's actually one more system I want to talk about. And you might be asking, what other system could he be talking about? And that's how bad it is. It is the Ouya. What is this? What is this name? Who came up with it? That probably also doesn't help due to the fact that it really got bad reception. It's really not well known. Nothing like that. It was supposed to be a revolutionary device, and pretty soon you're probably going to be able to pick it up on clearance for $20 if you can't already. But yeah, the Ouya. Another different name. No one really knew how to say it. I really don't think it has a meaning. Haven't looked it up, but, to each his own, I guess. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you for watching and listening to this random rambling of console names and information. You all be sure to have a good day.